Hi everybody, my name is Amanda. I am a hand embroidery artist, and in this tutorial I wanted to discuss some reasons why you might want to make the back of your work a little bit neater and some tips to help improve the back. It's not completely necessary to do this, and honestly it's kind of a divisive topic for people. I feel like there's a lot of people that feel like it's important, and then there's also a lot of people that are in the camp of my work is messy on the back but it looks great on the front, so who cares? So it really is mostly personal preference, but there's also a few reasons why maybe sometimes you want to pay extra attention to it. So let's get into it. I personally am in the camp of kind of paying attention to it and trying to be mindful of it, but my work is not super neat on the back. But I have learned a few tips over the years that I did want to share with you after we go over some of the reasons why you might want to consider making the back of your work a little bit neater. So one of the first reasons I would make my work on the back a little bit neater is if I'm embroidering on clothing. And that is because you don't really want to have a bunch of bulk on the back of clothing. It'll make it scratchy, and it also puts you at more risk for pulling out the stitches or them to come undone. So it is kind of important when you're embroidering on clothing to really be mindful of what the back looks like and what you're doing on the back. So that would be probably the most important reason I can think of. Another reason could be that you're working with fabric that's a little bit more fragile and see-through. You don't want your stitches to show through from the back to the front, and things like knots and trailing your threads can make that to where it looks a little bit messy. So it'll just look a little bit more professional if you also are a little bit mindful when you're working on fabrics like that. Another reason why you might want to try to neaten up the back is if you're working on projects such as like a tea towel or a linen where the back might be visible to people at times. So it can just be a little bit more of a polished look if you make sure that all of your stitches and everything are really neat on the back and they don't look like a tangled mess. If you plan to leave the back exposed, that's another great reason to really make sure that the back looks nice of an embroidery, just because if you plan on selling it or presenting it to an art gallery or anything like that where you're going to be able to see the back of it, it's just going to look a lot more polished if you are mindful of that. And another reason could be that you want to frame it. If you frame an embroidery, there's going to be some ironing involved, and you're going to want the fabric to lay as flat as possible. So again, preventing a lot of bulk on the back will help you in the framing process. I promise you it'll make it so much easier. So those are just a few practical reasons. They're kind of functional, kind of aesthetic reasons. I'm sure there's more, and if you want to share any of your reasons in the comments why you want to kind of neaten up the back, let me know. I'm always curious to hear people's opinion on this matter. But now I just wanted to jump into a few tips that I have. The first tip that I have is to start and end each of your threads as you go. I used to get really excited and kind of lazy, and I would have a bunch of tails of thread on the back, and they end up getting caught in the stitches and they end up causing a lot of bulk on the back. So when you're working, it's best to start and end each thread as you go and don't leave it for later. If you want to leave it for later, if you're not quite done with it, you can pull it through to the front and kind of tack it up on the surface of the embroidery. That's a great option, and it will normally keep the thread out of the way as you're working. There are a few ways to start and end stitches, and honestly I use a lot of knots in my embroidery and I think it's fine. I'm definitely not in the camp of not using any knots, but I wanted to share with you two different options. The first option would be to just tie 2 strands of thread together on the back to knot it and secure it. And then another option would be to tuck it underneath underlying stitches and then trimming it so that there's just no knots on the back. If you want to go that route, when you start stitches, you can also do something called an away knot to start them, or you can just leave the tail on the back to secure once you're finished. I also have a video for starting and ending stitches if you're interested in learning a little bit more in depth about that. The next tip is to avoid trailing the threads on the back. If you need to work in a different area than you are already in, I really don't like to trail my thread more than like 1/2 inch across the fabric on the back. Trailing it can cause you to set yourself up for loose stitches, and it can also pucker the fabric, and it generally just doesn't look good, and it can show through to the front when you're working on something that's a little bit thinner. So I like to make sure that I start and end in one area and then start a new thread in another area. But I did also want to share with you another method that you can use if you really don't want to end it and you just want to skip over to the other area. There's a way you can kind of tuck the thread underneath of other stitches to get to where you need to go. So I will show you in just a second how to do that. Let's say I just finished stitching this leaf up top here, and I want to skip over to the next leaf, but I don't want to trail the thread on the back because I'm worried it's going to show through. So what I will do instead is I'll flip the embroidery over, and what you can do is just go underneath the existing stitches to trail the thread down to where you want to stitch. So I'm just going to continue tucking underneath of these. You don't have to go through every stitch, but I go through like every other. And that way you have no thread that's running across between these two areas. And then you can proceed on stitching that next area. This is a great thing to do when you're working on things like linens and anything where you're concerned those little threads are going to show through or potentially loosen over time. This tip was one that I have learned from Hannah over at Little Oak Design Co. She does wonderful work, so definitely check her out. So what if you've already stitched your item and you feel like the back is kind of messy and you're like, how do I conceal this? It's kind of a mess, but I don't want to like trash this project. That is where you could cover your embroidery. So there's a few options. If you are embroidering on clothes, there is a thing called Tender Touch. I have bought it, but I haven't tested it out yet, but I've heard really good reviews on it. It's basically a iron-on stabilizer that you can put on the back to seal stitches, and it also helps with scratchiness. So that may be an option if you are embroidering on some clothing and you've kind of made a mess of the stitches. Another option, if you have it in a hoop like this, you can put felt, fabric, or paper on the back. This particular one, I have paper on the back. And for this one right here, I have fabric on the back. And that will just cover the stitches enough to where if you plan to sell it or put it in an area where you feel like the stitches are gonna kind of show through, then that will conceal them pretty nicely. If you are working with lighter fabrics, it actually helps sometimes to conceal the trailing threads and knots on the back if you use a darker fabric. You have to be careful with this because sometimes the dark fabric can kind of show through to the front and make the fabric look a little bit dingy. But if you choose a fabric that's just ever so slightly darker, it normally will help to conceal those stitches and they won't show through to the front. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and enjoyed the tips. I hope they're helpful for you. Please leave some of your tips in the comments if you have additional ones to share with everybody, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks, bye.